There's an echo in my head that never quite fades. It's not a sound, but a feeling, a memory that has teeth. Living with post-traumatic stress disorder isn't about being stuck in the past. It's about the past refusing to stay where it belongs. It spills into the present, coloring every moment, every interaction, every quiet second. Most people think they know what PTSD is. They see it in movies. They hear about it on the news. But the version they see is often a caricature, a shadow of the real thing. Today, we're going to turn on the lights. I'm going to share 5 things I truly wish people understood about PTSD. And my hope is that by the end of this, you'll see it not as a brokenness, but as a battle scar worn by a survivor. Number 1, it's not just for combat veterans. When you hear the letters PTSD, the first image that probably comes to mind is a soldier, haunted by the sounds of war. While combat trauma is absolutely real and devastating, it is only one face of a condition with 1,000 different faces. Trauma is not defined by the event itself, but by how our nervous system experiences that event. It's the moment when your ability to cope is completely overwhelmed. This can happen to anyone, anywhere. It can happen to the car accident survivor who now flinches at the sound of screeching tires. It can happen to the person who grew up in a home where the shouting never stopped, and now they feel unsafe, even in silence. It can happen to the paramedic who sees tragedy every day until one day it follows them home. It can happen to someone who went through a complicated childbirth, a major surgery, or a sudden shocking loss of a loved one. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. But some breaks are so severe, they alter the very landscape of the mind. Trauma doesn't check your resume or ask about your life experience before it hits. It simply arrives. Believing it only happens to one type of person is like believing hurricanes only hit certain houses on a street. It's a dangerous misunderstanding that leaves millions of people feeling invisible in their own struggle, wondering if what they went through was bad enough to count. Let me be clear. If it was enough to change you, it was enough. Number 2, it's so much more than just flashbacks. The classic movie scene is the flashback. The person stares off into the distance, and the screen dissolves into a chaotic, terrifying memory. Flashbacks are real, and they are horrifying. They are a hijacking of the senses, where the past crashes into the present without warning. But focusing only on flashbacks is like describing an iceberg by only talking about its tip. The vast, unseen mass of PTSD lies beneath the surface. There's the hypervigilance. This is living as if danger is always just around the corner. It's the inability to sit with your back to a door. It's the constant scanning of a room for threats. It's the heart-pounding jolt you get from a car backfiring or a dish dropping. It's not paranoia. It's a nervous system that is stuck in the on position. Your body is screaming, danger, even when your mind knows you are safe. It is exhausting, a marathon that never ends. Then there's the avoidance. To escape the internal alarm bells, you start making your world smaller and smaller. You stop going to crowded places. You avoid the news. You might push away friends or family because intimacy feels too threatening. You might avoid your own thoughts, keeping yourself busy from sunrise to sundown so you don't have a single moment to feel. This often includes emotional numbness, where it becomes hard to feel anything at all, good or bad. It's like watching your own life happen from behind a thick pane of glass. You see joy, you see love, but you can't quite touch it. It's like listening to your favorite song, but you can no longer hear the music. And there are the deep, negative changes in thinking and mood. This is the persistent, heavy fog of shame, guilt, and fear. It's the belief that you are broken, that the world is a fundamentally dangerous place, or that you can't trust anyone. It's losing interest in hobbies you once loved. It's feeling detached and isolated from everyone around you. Even when you're in a room full of people, this part of PTSD is quiet, but it's incredibly heavy. It's the part that convinces you that the echo in your head is the only truth left. Number 3, healing isn't forgetting. You just need to get over it. Why can't you just move on? Leave the past in the past. These are some of the most common and most hurtful things you can say to someone with PTSD. They come from a place of not understanding how memory and trauma work. The brain's primary job is to keep us alive. When we experience something life-threatening, the brain holds onto that memory with everything it has. It creates a bright, flashing warning sign. Forgetting it would be like deleting the file that tells you not to touch a hot stove. It's a survival mechanism. You cannot simply will yourself to forget a traumatic event. Trying to do so is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes a huge amount of energy, and eventually it's going to pop back up with even more force. Healing from PTSD is not about erasing the memory. That's impossible. Healing is about changing your relationship with the memory. It's about integrating it into your life story so that it becomes a part of your past, instead of something that constantly attacks your present. Imagine a beautiful ceramic plate that gets shattered into 100 pieces. You can't make it unshattered. You can't pretend it never broke. Healing is the slow, painstaking process of picking up those pieces and gluing them back together. The finished plate will have cracks. You will always be able to see where it broke, but it can hold water again. It can be useful again. The cracks don't mean it's useless. They are a testament to the fact that it was put back together. The memory becomes a scar, not an open wound. It's a story you carry, not a burden that carries you. Number 4, it's a physical injury, not a character flaw. There is so much shame that walks hand in hand with PTSD. People feel weak, like they failed a test of strength that everyone else passes. They think, why did this affect me so much when someone else might have been fine? This is one of the most critical misunderstandings. PTSD is not a failure of character. It is a failure of circumstance. It is an injury. If you fell and broke your leg, would anyone tell you to just walk it off? Would they call you weak for needing a cast and crutches? Of course not. They would understand you have a physical injury that needs time and care to heal. PTSD is an injury to the brain and the nervous system. We can actually see it on brain scans. The amygdala, which is the brain's smoke detector or fear center, becomes overactive and hypersensitive. It starts seeing threats everywhere. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for reasoning and impulse control, has a harder time calming the amygdala down. The communication system is broken. So the feelings of constant danger, the jumpiness, the overwhelming emotions, these aren't choices. They are symptoms of a brain that has been physically altered by an overwhelming experience. It's a completely logical biological response to an illogical, terrifying event. Your body did exactly what it was designed to do to survive. The problem is that it doesn't know how to stop. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you survived something that tried to break you. Number 5, a good day doesn't mean it's gone. Recovery from PTSD is not a straight line. It's more like learning to navigate a very stormy sea. There will be days when the water is calm, the sun is out, and you feel like you can finally breathe. You might laugh freely, feel present in a conversation, or enjoy a simple pleasure. For people on the outside, seeing a good day can be confusing. They might think, oh, they're better now. It's over. For the person with PTSD, a good day can sometimes even bring a sense of guilt, wondering if they were faking how bad it was before. But a good day doesn't erase the condition. It's a moment of relief. It's a breath of fresh air. But the storm is still a part of the sea. A trigger, a sound, a smell, a stressful situation can bring the waves crashing back without any warning. Understanding this is so important for long-term support. Celebrating the good days is wonderful, but having the patience and understanding for the bad days that will inevitably follow is what truly helps. It removes the pressure to be cured and allows for the reality of healing, which is a messy, up and down process. It's about having more good days over time. It's about the storms becoming less intense and less frequent. It's about becoming a better sailor, not about trying to control the weather. Believing you are cured on a good day sets you up for a feeling of failure when a bad day arrives. Recognizing it as part of the journey is an act of self-compassion. So there you have it. 5 things that barely scratch the surface of a deeply complex human experience. PTSD isn't a life sentence of suffering. It is a journey of healing from an invisible wound. It requires patience, immense courage, and above all, understanding from ourselves and from those around us. The mind can be a prison, but it can also be the key. If this video helped you understand something new, or if you related to any part of this, please give it a like. It truly helps get this message out to more people who might need to hear it. And consider subscribing for more conversations about mental health that try to get to the heart of the matter. And finally, for those of you comfortable sharing, I have a question. In the comments below, which of these 5 points resonated with you the most? Or perhaps, is there a 6th thing you wish people understood? Let's use that space to build the understanding we all deserve. Thank you for listening.